When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
Oh, I come, Grey Malkin.
Paddock calls.
Anon.
Fair is foul.
And foul is fair.
Hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt, the new estate.
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hardy soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, hail, and say to the king the knowledge of the broil, as you did find it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their heart. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him, from the Western Isles of kerns and gallaglasses is supplied. And fortune, on his damned quarrel smiling, showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak. For brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune, with his brandished steel which smoked with bloody execution, like valor's minion, carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands nor bade farewell to him till he unseamed him from the knave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
As whence the sun begins its reflection, shipwracking storms and direful thunders break, so whence that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark, no sooner fortune had, with valour armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, than the Norwegian lord, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed this not our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
As sparrows, eagles, and the hare, the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons double charged with, overcharged with double cracks, and so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. Except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds or memorize another Golgotha, I cannot tell. But I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
Thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smackle honour both. Go get him surgeons.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched, and munched, and munched. Give me, quoth I. Right thee rich, the rump-fed Runyon cries. Her husband to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger. But in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee a wind.
Thou art kind.
And I another.
And I myself have all the others, and the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know in the shipman's card. I'll drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid, weary Senites 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have.
Show me, show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb, erect as homeward he did come.
A drum, Macbeth doth come.
The weird sisters hand in hand.
Posters of the sea and land.
Thus do go about.
Thrice to thine and thrice to mine.
And thrice again to make up 9.
Peace! The charms wound up.
So fair and foul a day I have not seen.
A forest called to forest. What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it. Live you? Or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me, by each at once her choppy finger laying on her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear that which those things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are you fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly you show? My noble partner, you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, but he seems rapt withal. To me, you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favours nor your hate.
Hail.
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 Lesser than Macbeth, but greater.
Not so happy, but much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers, and tell me more. By Finnell's death, I know that I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and yet to be king shows not any sense. No more than Cawdor. Say from whence you know this strange intelligence, and why on this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, all that seems corporal, melted as breath into the wind. Would they have stayed?
Are these such things as we do speak about? Or have we eaten of the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor too, were it not so.
To the selfsame tune and words.
They met me in the day of success, and I've learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with "Hail, King that shalt be." This I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. 'Tis too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be good, thou wouldst be great, thou wouldst not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, what thou most holily, would not play false and would wrongly win, thou dost have, great Glamis. That which cries thus thou must do, if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishest should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou'rt mad to say it. Is not my master with him, who, wert so, would have informed for preparation?
Oh, so please you, it is true. The Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up this message.
Give him tending, he brings great news. Raven himself is horse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from crown to toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pour thee in the dunnest smokes of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hell Gate, he should have all turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? In the name of Beelzebub. Ah, here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins now about you. Here you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock, who's there? In the other devil's name. Faith, here's an equivocator that could swear in both the scales and against either a scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith, it's an English tailor come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock, knock. Never quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil potter it no further. I had thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon. I pray you, remember the potter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cock. And drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him and it mars him. It sets him on and it takes him off. It persuades him and it disheartens him. It makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep and giving him the lie, leaves him.
I think the drink give you the lie last night.
That it did, sir, of the very throat on me. But I requited him for his lie, and I think being too strong for him, though he took up my leg sometimes, yet I made a shift to cast him.
I have 2 nights watched with you, and yet I can perceive no truth to your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown around her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, fold it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation of nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and to do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and her other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
Made to me, and it is most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo, you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually, 'tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? See how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet 'tis a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I shall set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot. 1, 2. Why then? 'Tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and afeard? What need we fear who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Is the smell of blood still? All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh.
What a sigh is there. Heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well, well, well,
Pray God it be, sir.
this disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep, which have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on's grave.
Even so.
To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, 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 give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God help us all. Look after her, remove her from her the means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes on her. So, good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty place from day to day until the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays are lighted fools. Out, brief candle. Light the way to dusty death. Life is but a walking shadow. A poor player who frets and struts his hour upon the stage, and then is heard from no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury. Signifying nothing.